Rodgers will probably be without his biggest weapon, Pro Bowl wide receiver Davante Adams, who's reportedly unlikely to play Week 5 with turf toe. See, how will Rodgers have to alter his game plan against the Cowboys if Adams can't go?
Well, he's definitely got to alter his game plan. We coming into this season, we thought Green Bay would be much improved defensively. We thought them playing at 34 with
Preston Smith,
with the Smith brothers. We thought that they would be able to get after the passer. We thought that they have a pass rush that would be elite. We know that their secondary is underrated, but they are on the verge with the draft picks and the way they're playing. Their secondary is on the verge of being elite. We knew. Not Davante Adams. We knew whoever's going to be the second, third, and fourth receiver for Aaron Rodgers, it becomes important. We can't even believe Green Bay is going to run the ball. They've never run the ball since Aaron's been there, so we just say it as a place mark holder. But for the most part, we have to talk about Aaron and their wide receivers. And with Davante Adams being hurt, I don't know where they're going to go because Aaron Rodgers does not trust the other young receivers. And I'll take you back to last year in training camp, when Aaron Rodgers complained about the lack of development of these young receivers. And this is not what Aaron's used to. Let me tell you what he's used to. When he took over for Brett Favre, Donald Driver, great route runner, consummate pro, made himself into a good player. Greg Jennings, another consummate route runner, knows coverages, great after the catch, has made himself from Central Michigan into a very good NFL player. Jordy Nelson, man, pulled himself up from his bootstraps, made himself into a great wide receiver by working the route tree. He could run any route. Now, not only are the receivers, they're all tall and it's deceptive to be able to time them up, but he's used to a more 5'10" to 6-foot wide receiver who can get in and out of his breaks, because with Aaron, he only needs a little bit of a time because he's so accurate and he can get the ball on you so quick. With these other guys, Valdez-Scantling, 6'4", Geronimo Allison, 6'3". When you are above 6'1" as a wide receiver, it becomes hard to get in and out of your routes. And what I have seen, the lack of improvement in the wide receiver, it's a concern for Aaron Rodgers. And now teams are going to go after and force them to be able to. I'm not worried about Jimmy Graham. I'm getting ready to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers and make him have to believe in these receivers that I haven't seen the type of continuity with an elite thrower like Aaron Rodgers that he should have, Nick.
To your point, Mrs. Randall Cobb in a spot like this as well.
Oh, Randall Cobb too. Oh,
Randall
absolutely.
Cobb, a guy who is being productive right now for Dallas. Green Bay thought we can find that production elsewhere, but they don't have someone that we've seen so far that fits his description, so to speak. You know, a slot receiver, undersized guy that can do the things you're talking about. I think Green Bay would have won this past week if Davante Adams doesn't get hurt. I think that as much as I criticize him throwing the ball 4 times on 1st and goal from the 1, if Davante Adams is out there for those 4 plays, it might work out. Might have worked out at the end of the game if he's throwing to Davante Adams instead of a tipped pass interception that ended up ending the game there. This is a critical injury for the Green Bay Packers, especially given the fact they're facing the Dallas defense, because it is, so you've got Davante, who's been great and been great for multiple years now. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is about to play his first game in the NFL as a number 1. He probably is not yet ready to be a number 2, but he is the only other receiver on the Packers Aaron Rodgers has shown any faith in. After Adams and Valdez-Scantling, all the other receivers, not tight ends or running backs, receivers on the roster combined have 10 catches for 116 yards this year. That is their combined production. Starting Valdez-Scantling and the other, I'm sorry, not Valdez-Scantling, Geronimo Allison and the other receivers that are on their roster. So then you're talking, okay, so does Jimmy Graham get more involved? Man, Jimmy Graham hasn't had a good year since 2016, hasn't had a great year since we saw him in New Orleans with the Saints, being a basketball player, going and getting jump balls, 1,200-yard season, a 16-touchdown season. The running game that they were going to be more committed to under Matt LaFleur. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, their 2 running backs, have carried the ball 85 times for 282 yards with a long of 15 yards.
And hold on, Jamal Williams didn't even practice on Monday.
Right, so with Jamal Williams, we saw him take a brutal hit in this past game.
So we don't even know what his availability
But that's 3.3 per carry for those guys. you have to have Davante Adams in order for this offense to have any punch to it. Even if Aaron Rodgers is still a top 2 quarterback in the NFL, who's he throwing to? Right. Again, what will the Cowboys do if they say to themselves, okay, the only receiver who has any level of production is Marquez Valdes-Scantling? Well, if we need to eliminate him, if that's our #1 goal, you can eliminate him. And then you're talking about Robert Tonyan, talking about Trevor Davis, talking about guys who do not have a lot of business being a big part of your passing game.
So how much of this is going to come down to what the Packers defense can do on Sunday?
Oh, they got to give him a short field. They got to give Aaron Rodgers a couple of turnovers. You have to understand, and it's up to the Matt LaFleur to be able to make sure that the team understands. We don't have the firepower we typically would do. And when you don't have the firepower on one of that third of the special teams, someone's injured, defense, someone's injured, the guys on the team know, man, we got to carry more water today. Green Bay cannot rely on Aaron Rodgers and this offense. They got to rely on their special teams. They got to rely on their defense. That's what good teams do until Davante Adams can come back. Now, I would be surprised if he's up and healthy within a month. That turf toe for wide receivers, taking off, pushing off of that toe, putting pressure on that joint right there, it becomes very, very difficult. And the only remedy for turf toe is rest. That is the only thing. So we'll continue to watch that. But that injury right there could determine what type of season Green Bay is going to have.
You know what it tells me, Jenna?
What?
Biggest game of the weekend. No Tyron Smith, no Davante Adams. Under 46.5 sounds awful good to me.
I was going to say under 46.5.
Yeah.
It's good to me, too.
Jump on that now, America.
Jump on it. Coming up, free kick. More on the team the Packers are facing. What's the key for the Cowboys offense? That's ahead on First Things First.
Just letting you know.
Just wanted to say that.